Italy's stunning victory over England in the Six Nations Championship will go down as one of the most memorable moments in the tournament's history. The Azzurri's dramatic triumph in Rome was their first ever win over the England national rugby union team, ending a painful run of defeats and signaling a major shift in European rugby. Following the historic clash, here is a look at the key winners and losers from a match that may redefine how Italy are viewed in the competition. That winners Italy there can be no bigger winner from the contest than the Italy national rugby union team themselves. For years, Italy were labeled the perennial underdogs of the Six Nations, often mocked as the competition's whipping boys. However, those outdated narratives were emphatically dismissed with this historic victory. Under the leadership of head coach Gonzalo Casada, Italy achieved something that had eluded every Azzurri side before them. In 32 previous attempts against England, including 26 matches in the Six Nations, Italy had never managed to secure a win. England had long been the one opponent Italy could never overcome. While the Azzurri had defeated every other team in the championship at least once over the years, the famous Red Rose remained the final obstacle. That barrier has now been shattered. Throughout their Six Nations history, Italy have often looked capable of producing an upset, but lacked the composure or finishing touch required to close out matches. On this occasion, however, they demonstrated both resilience and confidence when it mattered most. The victory has not only boosted morale, but also given Italy an outside chance of finishing as high as third place in the standings heading into the final round of the tournament. That Ellis Ginge, despite England's defeat, loosehead prop Ellis Ginge emerged with his reputation enhanced. Scrummaging is often described as both science and art, and Ginge delivered a masterclass in the technical aspects of the set piece. Up against Italy's powerful tight head Simone Ferrari, who had been dominant throughout the tournament, Ginge approached the battle with intelligence and discipline. Rather than relying purely on brute strength, the 31-year-old used subtle techniques and positioning to gain an advantage. In an era where referees are quick to penalize even minor infractions at the scrum, Ginge was careful to stay within the laws while still applying pressure. He also benefited from the vocal support of England captain Maro Itoje, who repeatedly appealed to the referee during resets. The tactic helped influence the officiating narrative, with England earning several favorable calls. Although England ultimately lost the match, Ginge's dominance at the scrum likely prevented the defeat from becoming even more damaging. Tommaso Menoncello, Italy's center Tommaso Menoncello, produced one of the standout performances of the match, alongside midfield partner Juan Ignacio Brex. Menoncello was instrumental in tearing apart England's defensive structure. The young center showcased both power and precision, scoring a spectacular solo try after slicing through the English defensive line with a perfectly timed run. Menoncello has already earned recognition in the Six Nations before, but his performances sometimes slipped under the radar. That is unlikely to happen again. Later in the match, he delivered another highlight moment when he surged down the left-hand touchline, leaving four England defenders scrambling in pursuit. Just before being tackled, he delivered a brilliantly timed pass to Leonardo Marin, who finished the move to score the decisive try. With a future move to French giant Stade Toulousain on the horizon, Menoncello's stock continues to rise. Performances like this confirm that he is rapidly becoming one of the most exciting centers in international rugby. Tom Roebuck, while England endured a difficult afternoon overall, winger Tom Roebuck was one of their standout performers. The Sale Sharks star has experienced a mixed Six Nations campaign, but his performance in Rome was a reminder of his quality. Roebuck was particularly impressive under the high ball, consistently winning aerial contests and giving England a reliable attacking outlet. He also took his try opportunity well, demonstrating sharp finishing ability. Unfortunately for Roebuck, his strong individual display will be overshadowed by the broader significance of the result. Being part of the first England team to lose to Italy in the Six Nations, Michele Lamaro, Italy captain Michele Lamaro, delivered a truly inspirational performance. When Lamaro first emerged as Italy's leader, he often appeared to be fighting a lone battle. His relentless work rate saw him rack up enormous tackle counts while trying to drag the team to a higher level. Over time, the squad around him has improved significantly. Italy's victories over teams such as the Wales National Rugby Union team and Scotland National Rugby Union team showed the team's growth, but Lamaro's own form dipped slightly last year, leading to speculation that the squad had moved beyond him. Determined to prove otherwise, Lamaro fought his way back into the team. After strong performances against Scotland, Ireland National Rugby Union team, and France National Rugby Union team earlier in the tournament, he produced another heroic display against England. Lamaro was outstanding at the breakdown, dominant in defense, and influential in the lineouts. Late in the match, after being lifted and dropped heavily during play, he still managed to get back to his feet and win a crucial penalty that effectively sealed Italy's victory. The moment perfectly captured his warrior-like spirit. Losers Maro Itoje England captain Maro Itoje initially looked like one of the standout players in a match. He was superb at the breakdown, aggressive in defense, and constantly communicating with the referee during scrums. For much of the game, he appeared to be delivering his best performance of the tournament. However, one moment of ill discipline proved incredibly costly. During an Italian maul, replacement scrum half Alessandro Fusco attempted to move the ball out to the backs. Itoje reacted by slapping the ball from Fusco's hands, an obvious infringement that resulted in a yellow card. His 10-minute spell in the sin bin overlapped briefly with another England card, leaving the team dangerously shorthanded. During that period, Italy scored the crucial try that ultimately decided the match. Itoje's error was not the sole reason for England's defeat, but it played a pivotal role in shifting momentum toward the hosts, Simone Ferrari after dominating scrums throughout the championship. Italy prop Simone Ferrari experienced a rare setback. Facing Ellis Gange proved far more challenging than previous opponents, and Ferrari struggled to maintain his usual authority at the set piece. While the performances, unlikely to cause long-term concern, it represented a slight dent in what has otherwise been an impressive tournament for the Italian front rower. Tom Curry, England flanker Tom Curry, endured a frustrating day despite not even making it onto the field. The match in Rome seemed perfectly suited to Curry's combative playing style, but injury struck during the warm-up. He suffered another physical setback during a maul drill and was visibly distressed as he was forced to withdraw before kickoff. Fitness has unfortunately been a recurring issue for Curry throughout his career, and this latest injury deprived England of one of their most influential players. Sam Underhill, with Curry ruled out, fellow flanker Sam Underhill stepped into the starting lineup. Underhill began the match strongly and looked comfortable in the role, but his afternoon took a negative turn when he received a yellow card for an upright tackle. Although the card was not upgraded to red after review, his absence allowed Italy to gain momentum at a crucial moment in the game. Underhill was also involved in a tense exchange with referee Luke Ramos during the first half while receiving treatment for a bleeding ear. Ramos asked him to leave the field for further medical attention, but Underhill insisted on remaining on the pitch, responding sharply to the official's instructions. Giacomo, a Nicotera hooker, Giacomo Nicotera, has been one of his team's standout performers throughout the tournament. However, he made an unnecessary mistake during this match when he attempted to disguise illegal contact at the breakdown against England's scrum half Ben Spencer. The action was obvious to the referee and resulted in a penalty. Steve Borthwick, the biggest loser of the day, may ultimately be England head coach Steve Borthwick. After securing just one victory in 4 matches, Borthwick's position is increasingly under scrutiny. England's bench management in Rome was particularly criticized, as key replacements such as Marcus Smith and Luke Cowan-Dickey were introduced only in the final minutes when the match was already slipping away.